Okay. So I have been invited to do this 30-day challenge, which honestly I have some resistance to, but I've committed to it, so I'm gonna do it. Um, and when I was thinking this morning about what I wanted to share with you guys, I was thinking about today. And so today is a new moon. And new moons, they really are a beautiful time for hitting the reset button and for starting things fresh, for planting seeds of intention. This new moon is a pretty intense one. So I want to share with you something that happened to me this morning. So kids didn't have school today, and I woke up late, and I needed the sleep. I'm fine with that I woke up late. But in doing that, I was rushing the kids out the door. And so my youngest one is not good with that kind of energy, with rushing energy. Ever since he was really little, it totally throws him off. So I'm getting the kids out the door, and then we stop by my friend's house to pick up my daughter because she had a sleepover. And almost immediately, the two little ones, so my son locks the door on her, they get in this whole thing, and they literally have a fist fight in the back of the car. And I'm trying to rush, and I'm trying to get them out because I got to drop them off because I have to go teach. But you know what? I started that energy. I know I did. I know I started it by not having the foundation of moving peacefully through the morning. And so I felt really bad about that. He cried the whole way. I mean, it was 5 minutes, but still, he cried all the way to me dropping him off. And so I dropped him off, and I'm driving to go teach yoga, which is pretty ironic, right? I'm going to help people de-stress, and I just stressed out my kids. And in that moment, I was like, I'm going to reset this. I'm going to start my day over again, because we can either continue, if we've made a mistake or screwed up or not had a great morning, we can either continue with that energy or we can reset it. So I go to teach the yoga class, and I asked the students, because the students in class today were people that I've taken with me for years. So I was like, hey, what do you guys need? And what came up was the same kind of thing that I had felt, this sort of an overwhelming energy and pretty intense and feeling like they'd screwed up. And so we worked through that in the class, and, we transmuted the energy, and everybody felt great leaving. And I was just thinking about what a tool it is, what a gift it is when we can really switch our energy immediately in any situation. Because the fact is, we are vibrational beings. So what we bring to the table, how we feel, what we think, that's what's going to be reflected back to us. And there is this quote from Yogi Bhajan, I love, love, love. I've known it for years, and he was talking to a group of students, and he said, there's no difference between you and I. The only difference is that I forgive myself immediately. And that has stuck with me for years. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys in that. And there's something that, when I teach my meditation groups, it's people that are learning to meditate that haven't had a practice, that really want to do it daily, but a lot of times they don't. And one of the things I say is, you're not allowed to beat yourself up here. In this group, you are not allowed to beat yourself up. And so it's a really positive community. But because I have accepted to do this 30-day challenge, I'm choosing to use this also as a way to upgrade myself and upgrade my life. And so I was kind of observing areas that I wanted to be more intentional about. And one of the things was being more intentional with my time. And so I'm letting you guys know, for accountability, because I'm going to be doing this for 30 days, that I am going to set my intention to not look at my phone for the first hour after I wake up. or for the hour before I go to bed. Because one of the ways that is a time suck for me for sure is my phone and social media. So I'm putting that out there if anybody wants to join in and doing a similar challenge for themselves. Like if there's something that you want to bring in, feel free. I would love to support you guys in that. One practice which I really, really love and I wanted to share with you. It's a really simple practice. It's a mindfulness practice for starting your day out. So when you're in bed, like you haven't even opened your eyes, just take, before you get out of bed, before you check your phone, before you do anything else, just take 3 deep breaths in. So you just like really conscious deep breaths. And then think of 3 things that you are grateful for. And often one of those is my bed in the morning. And then think of 3 things that you would like to accomplish that day. And I say, try to keep it simple and easy what you want to accomplish. So maybe it's not like that big project you have at work, but maybe it is like, oh, I want to make that one phone call to my mom today. Or, you know what, today I'm going to meditate. Or I'm going to make a healthy choice with what I eat today. Just 3 little things that you can look back at the end of the day and see what you've accomplished. So that is a practice I've been doing for years, and I love, love, love it. And it really, when we set our intention with something, and remember today's the new moon, so it's a great time for setting intentions. When we set our intentions, we move the energy in that direction, so it just makes things easier. So I'd encourage you guys to join in that if you are interested as well. And then on that topic of forgiveness and forgiving yourself immediately, I had 2 different people in the last year. One was like an oracle sort of seer person, and another was a sort of healer, a Reiki person. They both said to me, we're feeling that you're really hard on yourself. And I remember thinking no, I'm not hard on myself. I don't think so, right? And one of them was like, well, maybe ask your closest friends. So I did. I texted 3 of my best friends and I was like, hey, do you think I'm hard on myself? And they were all like, yeah. And so that caused me to start observing the way that I think about myself, my self-talk, and I did start to observe that I wouldn't talk to myself. I wouldn't talk to the kids the way that I talk to myself. And for example, if I say I'm going to accomplish something and don't fully accomplish it or whatever, what I say to my students, what I say to my kids is it's okay, pick yourself back up. But I wasn't doing that with myself. So the past maybe 5 months, I've been a lot more intentional with that and a lot more self-compassion. And it really has shifted this whole, it's really an energy of love. It's an energy of love. It's that love that I have for my kids, that I want them to do their best and not beat themselves up over anything, or that love that I have for my students or my clients. It's the same thing. And when I started applying it even more to myself, it really just opens up it feels like it opens up all these possibilities for even greater growth and even greater expansion. So I'd encourage you guys to also, if you feel like that's something that you might struggle with, is to start observing your self-talk, right? Start seeing what you're saying about yourself, how you're feeling about yourself. Okay. So the very last thing I want to share, I don't want to make this too long, is that when I was reading about the energies of today, because with the new moon, I was reading about how today is, or this time that we're in, is a time when the masculine and feminine energies are balancing. I was talking about Mars energy and Venus energy. And the beautiful part about it was when they balance, it really leads to greater growth, because what happens is when the masculine energies come in, those are the energies of action. Those are the energies of follow through. Those were some of the energies that I think when I, had some negative self-talk, it was like, oh, I don't have enough of these. And then the feminine energies that balance them are the energies of allowing and being receptive and being open. So we both have both of those energies within us. And when we can access the energies of action and taking goals and following through, with not in a controlling way, but in a going with the flow way, and in that receptivity and openness, it allows for much greater growth and expansion. So I'll leave you guys with that. And yes, I'm doing a 30-day challenge. So I will see you at some point tomorrow.